Hello, I'm Alex Ford, and this is Bastion. It's a game I've been playing for a while now. Oh, and it's so fun. I've had it since the end of August when it came out, and it's...
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one.
And I've been properly
Now
impressed
here's
by
a
it
kid
since
whose
the
whole
very
world
beginning.
got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble.
Well, I've got this narrator which pretty much says, well, comments on everything I do. So, well, not everything, but at the moment it seems to be everything. The art style on this is so beautiful. I've been playing it for a while. It's been made by Supergiant Games.
Ground forms up under his feet as it pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why.
It is, so beautiful.
Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road.
It's the first weapon.
It's a touching reunion.
It's, well, the very basic weapon. It's okay, I guess, although there are very...
He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity.
There are limited amounts of weapons in the game, but that really doesn't matter, because there are different skills for... well, loads of different skills for each weapon, so it doesn't really matter. I just think this game's beautiful. It sounds great as well. I mean, I've turned off the soundtrack, but I'll put a bit at the beginning and the end of the video so you can listen to a bit of it. And I'm sure you'll agree it is some of the best music soundtrack I've ever heard. So good, in fact, I have bought it on CD to listen to in my spare time.
No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground.
Combat in this is very simple.
Fella got a piece of him, though.
I do like it. Go around collecting these shard things, which are like these blue swirly thingamabobbies. And yeah, these things. And you can buy stuff from them, and when you reach the Bastion. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
Kid just rages for a while.
I wasn't normally a big fan of sort of adventure, action adventure games, but Supergiant Games have put their own take on it, and I've just loved it since. I kind of started a bit skeptical because, you know, indie gamers...
falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do.
I was kind of a bit skeptical to be going with this game because, you know, new developer, new IP, not entirely sure what kind of thing they're going to be doing with it, so... But as soon as I laid eyes on it, I was just like, whoa. Good review coming up. There's a couple of ranged weapons as well.
Still to spin up the chamber.
A couple of ranged weapons as well in this game. You can upgrade like the ammo capacity and the reload times and stuff like that as you go through the games, because trust me, you do definitely need them as you go through the game. Enemies get harder, of course, and more enemies, so you need to.
Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting.
It's quite a nice story. You know, it's been a horrible event, and this kid's home has pretty much been wiped out, and he's just woken up just back there. He has no idea what the hell's gone on. So, oh, what's this?
Kid finds a memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her.
Oh, how tragic. Oh well. So it's a girl he used to know, eh? What kind of girl? I think I wasted enough time.
Sometimes you just need a drink.
Let's heal. Heal up. What the hell do I do?
A school of squirts tunnels up around them. Must have fled here from the
You
mines.
can just hold shift to aim, which is quite nice, I guess. I mean, the controls for this game are pretty damn nice, actually. As in, it was originally for Xbox, but instead of porting it directly from Xbox, making it, you know, kind of shoddy controls, they've completely just they've overhauled all of the controls, which is really, really nice. Loading speeds seem to be relatively good compared to some games.
He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did.
You can smash up pretty much any scenery you see.
Then
nice,
Kid finds his trusty shield.
Oh. Being an action adventure game, the game is pretty much focused around combat.
The security takes him for a petty
and I love this combat system. It's very, very easy to use, very user friendly. I guess I'll show you. Right.
Clang.
Boom.
Shield saves his hide.
Beautiful, that you agree. But beautiful is not the word.
Windbags start turning up for last call.
Do. Seems to be pretty easy right now, but I guess it's the beginning of the game. This is the hook. I assure you it gets a lot harder. If I eventually get that, I will show you, they've got like these challenge sort of maps where you go on and test your proficiency with a weapon. It's quite nice. Well, there aren't going to be any DLC for this game. Supergiant Games have announced it, but they seem to have something else in the works, so I'm not entirely sure. That isn't rock solid, so don't hold me to it, but they do seem to have something else planned.
Rondi always wanted his ashes scattered here. Them windbags are playing for keeps.
Heal. Please don't say I die on the first try, especially in a video. That would be very embarrassing. Just holding shift to aim quickly. Very useful with large amounts of
weight of the
enemies.
Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop.
I like the narrator. It's a nice addition. It kind of it's like your companion.
He gets a good look at things on his way down.
So you're part of the story.
He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke.
So it's part of the story, and you're the one that's writing it. I like that. Makes you feel like you're doing all the actions, even though it's a very linear
Kid Spy's a good perch for some
style game.
Practice.
It does make you feel like you're doing everything.
The string all the way back.
I have played this game before, for anyone asks, so I do know what I'm doing. But of course, I have been to the very end of the level.
The kid pockets a memento from a breaker.
Level, to the very end of the game.
The fastest man in the land.
A bit tragic if I only made it to the end of this level. Power shot.
Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid.
There's a lot of black humour in this game.
Right back at you.
Boom. 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 Perfecto. Ah, see that this is one of the first skills that you learn in the game. Well, the first skill. Whirlwind. Let's give it a whirl. Get it? Whirlwind. Whirl. No, don't worry.
Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. He's a mighty fast learner.
Oh yeah.
He finds the distillery right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town.
Now these are places that you can like buy and reorganise your inventory. Well, not inventory, but it's kind of your loadout. Like in the arsenal, you can change what your weapons are like down here. Like you change what skills you have, what weapons, when you unlock more, that is. And in the distillery, you kind of like earn these liqueurs, which give you special abilities.
One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
Yeah, here we go. So you unlock all of these slots that you can equip different spirits into. You start off with 3 basic ones, but there are ones which like it gives you an extra chance if you die and stuff like that. So what's the one? Plus 10 max health. I guess that's a necessary one at the very beginning.
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
Art style's beautiful. It's all been hand drawn. At least that's what it looks like. You should read the review on the site and you'll just see that I absolutely adore this game. Trust me, Supergiant Games, I'm now one of their biggest fans. Cute.
And then he falls to his death. I'm just fooling.
Yep. Game doesn't really punish you, it just kind of plonks you back on. So if you die in the middle of a level, it does give you like 3 chances. Like, in fact, I might show you. So just kill me, and you'll see that I get an extra chance.
Kid don't go down that easy.
Exactly. Carry on. Full health. Of course, you do run out of chances eventually, but I guess on the first level they kind of try and make it a bit simple. But it's where would the fun be in that? That was a bit close. Right, this starts to bug me now. I cannot remember how I managed to get through here last time. There you go. Die, please. Oh god. This is starting to wrong buttons. What am I doing? Right. Let's go here. There. Finally, thank God. Gets quite sad actually. As you walk around seeing all these statues and it tells you a little story.
That one was Maud, the tutor. Once taught the kid good manners. He never used them though.
Exactly. It's kind of dark humour like that, with some kind of an emotional story which, well, I just love in a game. Just makes a great game for me.
An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now.
The Bastion is kind of like your base, where you'll go at the end of each level to edit your loadout, that kind of thing. So the Bastion is definitely a necessity, and in the game's story it serves as kind of like a safe zone, where if there was ever a problem, they could always go there and start anew in a new location, because the Bastion's like a floating island type place, so they could always start anew.
Kid takes a chunk of alloy, the smell of barley and spoiled
it's kind of like an escape pod or something from a distant planet.
Scumbags.
Oh god.
Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did.
Alright, let's try. Q time. Didn't really do much. Yeah, the combat. If you're playing Bastion and you're faced with a lot of enemies, do not be afraid to run. Although dying doesn't do a lot, it just kind of, I don't know, it's just, you feel like you don't want to die, if that makes sense. As in, dying is still made a big thing, just despite the fact that you know you'll instantly be resurrected as soon as you die. Which I guess is kind of quite nice.
Kid better watch his step.
Whoops. So I'm not as sure-footed as I thought I was. Right. There's a wide variety of enemies throughout the game, which is quite nice. It offers a variation in what you see.
Rob's a scumbag of his last meal.
You can just hold shift, defend yourself.
Kid
Boom.
puts him out of his misery.
Seems to be quite a basic leveling system. It's not really. As I said, this game's very linear, but I like it for being linear. It makes it quite simple.
He finds the
Very
core
fun at the same
to
time.
the wharf district.
Now, as you go through levels, you have to collect these things, which are called the cores,
He steals the city's heart. Might as well.
which supposedly are holding all these islands together. So they're almost a necessity to
Kid has a feeling he better
keep
get a
these
move
islands
on.
afloat, and
The place is starting to fall.
because the calamity, which is this horrible event which has happened, which wiped off pretty much all your people
Kid just keeps
off
running.
the Earth, it holds the Bastion
Some
up,
assault
which you
like
need to
crazy.
escape. Well, at least that's how the story goes. At least I'm not going to tell you anymore.
At last, the skyway's in sight.
Here we go. And this is your transportation between
Whisks him
worlds.
where he needs to go. Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races.
Finally, I'm here. The Bastion.
Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me.
And
We
this,
talk for a spell.
and this is the one that's been talking. This is the narrator.
There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest. Enough to point the way to the cores.
So you sort of find out about the world around you by asking him stuff. You place the cores in the monument, which
And just like that, the Bastion comes alive.
just unlocks more areas.
Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
Now, so on these
Kid
foundations you can
ponders
build
what to build.
new buildings, and the more buildings will unlock as you go throughout the game. So for now, I think I'll build an arsenal.
The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have
Let's
to.
let's put the hammer in that slot and the repeater in that one. Skill. I think I have bolt burst in there.
A repeater goes with a hammer better than a box of nails.
Anyway, basically just I just love this game.
Kid don't
I
know
just
what's
adore
out
it.
there waiting for him.
Everything, just the atmosphere that it just conjures up. You just have to get into the moment. As in, you can just play this game for hours on end and not get tired. Just even though it's very linear, slightly repetitive because it as a result of it being linear. It never gets boring, weirdly enough. As in, you always find enjoyment in just smashing some enemy over the head with a hammer or launching some kind of ball of energy at them. Oh, end game item warning. Anyway, I think I'll end it here. Right, you've been watching Alex Ford from the Game Breakdown. Thanks.